Good afternoon, everybody. It's Wud Entertainment coming at you again this week with another top 5. This week, it's top 5 hardest heart pieces in Majora's Mask. Of course, I got the footage from Cyborg Gaming from this particular clip. Coming in at the number 5 spot, we got Kums Archery Challenge, which takes place in the swamp, the southern swamp to be exact, after you've at least defeated Odowa one time, I think it is. You just need to defeat Odowa. That way the water comes back to the swamp and it's not purple anymore. And you got to make sure you've at least saved Koume from the Woods of Mystery with the red potion, which you just saw the gentleman picked up there. He's going to give it to Koume. And after that, she returns to the Swamp Tourist Center and you're able to take on this challenge. Now, once you get back to the area, simply go inside. You got to make sure you're a human and not a Deku. Otherwise, they're not going to let you participate. For the reason of you obviously not being a human, first off, and because Link is the only one who can use the bow. So the goal here is you want to make sure you get at least 20 targets hit without hitting Koume more than 10 times. If you hit her 10 times, she rejects you and the entire thing is over. Now, this gentleman did a much better job than I would have. The reason why it's at number 5 is because I suck with the bow. With the N64 controller, I can hardly control it ever. Obviously, I know it's a skill issue, but I figured it only made the most sense for it to come in at the number 5 spot. One last detail I did forget to mention about this one is you got to make sure you hit the 20 targets before you get back to where you start off. So as you can see here, he gets that last target and then literally seconds after the entire game finishes. So that's it. And then he's going to get the heart piece in just a second here. Comes in at the number 5 spot. Alright, coming in at the number 4 spot is another archery minigame. This time it's going to be the Swamp Shooting Gallery. And I got this footage from EmptyGarbageCan. Shout out him. Everybody's footage that I'm using in this video, the link is going to be in the description to all their channels. So go check them out for sure. Shout out to them for letting me use the footage. And for this, the goal is simple. All you got to do is get 2180 as a score. If you get above that, you're good. I believe it's considered perfect if you do hit it though. And you have to do it at least twice, because if you do it only one time, he's going to give you a quiver that can hold up to 40 arrows, I believe it is. So once you get the quiver, you just got to play it again until you hit that 2180. And then on the second time when you hit it, he's going to give you the heart piece. So the reason I had it at number 4 is because, again, I am absolute ass when it comes to the bow. I don't know how to control it. I know how to control it, but with the N64 controller, it's just super stiff, the movement sometimes. Again, I understand it's a skill issue. But you can see this dude, he nailed it. And he got his heart piece just like that. So it comes in at the number 4 spot. Coming in at number 3, guys, we have the Rupee side quest, a.k.a. depositing a total of 5,000 into the bank in West Clocktown. Obviously, this isn't technically hard. It's just the amount of sheer time it takes to accomplish this. There's different methods you could use, of course, whether that be going into the bomber's hideout and using the blast mask on the wall to get the silver rupee, as well as the one in East Clocktown that you obtain from doing parkour as young Link. You could grind it out, or you could just wait over the course of an entire playthrough. Obviously, again, it's not technically hard, but I figured it deserves to be at number 3, just because it takes quite a while to deposit that amount of rubies. So, comes in at number 3. Coming in at the runner-up spot for this week's top 5, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Goron Link heart piece you obtain on the moon while you're rolling around like a crazy maniac. Alright, similar reason to why I put the archery-based side quests on this list. I also am going to include this one mainly because I have trouble controlling Goron Link a lot of the time, and whenever I would try this heart piece out as a kid, I would always either fall off the stage and rage quit, or I would get pretty much all the way there and end up falling off on one of the final jumps just because I sucked. I still do. I've gotten a lot better at controlling Goron Link, especially when it comes to going up the Snowhead Spire before entering the Snowhead Temple. But this labyrinth, this maze, whatever you want to call it, this obstacle course, always gave me a lot of problems, so it comes in at the number 2 spot. Again, this guy did it a lot quicker than I would ever be able to, and I have his link in the description as well, but this comes in at number 2 for just being absolutely infuriating to my younger self and my current self. And ladies and gentlemen, coming in at this week's number 1 spot for the hardest Majora's Mask heart piece, comes as no surprise. It's the Dongo side quest. You have to get all 5 frogs assembled together after defeating Goat and bringing Springtime back into Snowhead. And the 5 different frogs are all across the game. It's not as simple as just going into one dungeon and they're all there. They're evenly dispersed throughout the game. There's one in Great Bay Temple and the mini-boss room. There's another one in the Woodfall Temple, which you have to defeat a mini-boss for as well. There's also one chilling out in Mountain Village after you clear the Snowhead Temple, like I mentioned. And there is one toward the very beginning of the game in the Laundry Pool as well. So this one is incredibly difficult just for the sheer amount of time it takes going through all those bosses, going through all those temples. It's not super easy. It's not something you could just breeze right through on your first playthrough. You need a lot of prior knowledge about this game in order to execute such a task. And the only thing you get is just one heart piece, which I guess if you're trying to 100% the game, that's what you're looking for. But for the sheer amount of effort this heart piece takes, I feel like they could have done something more with it. And they could have upped the reward. But that's just me. Comes in at number 1. Let me know what you guys thought about this style of video. Let me know if you want to see more Zelda top 5s, more Zelda videos in general. I would love to do some. Thanks so much for watching. It's been Wuddy Entertainment, and have a great rest of your day. Take care.